皆さん、konnichiwa, and this is Unit 10, first lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be learning this new conjugation of passive forms of verbs. So when we say passive, when you think of somebody doing something to someone else, there is always the one who does the action, and there is always another person who is affected by that action. So when somebody insults someone else, then there is a person who insults, バカにする, who insults someone, and there is the one who's being insulted. So the insulted one, this is the one that's been affected by the action. So this one is being insulted. So that's the passive. And when you think of somebody praising someone else, there is the people who are praising this guy, and then this guy is being praised. So this guy is being praised, so that's where we use the passive form. So basically just to be done. This is the idea of passive, and for that we need a special form called passive forms in Japanese. So in topic 1, we're going to first learn how to conjugate the passive forms of verbs. So here are the rules for do verbs, u verbs, and irregular verbs as usual. So for do verbs, we take the dictionary form and replace the ru with the rareru. So miru, to look, to see, will be mirareru, to be seen, to be looked at. Taberu, to eat, will be taberareru, like to be eaten. For u verbs, you replace the u with areru. So kowasu, to break, will be kowasareru, to be broken. Kau, this is actually going to be kawareru, to be bought, kawareru. For verbs that ends with the hiragana u, that's a little special. You need to have the W sound. So instead of kauareru, it's kawareru. W sound, kawareru, for verbs ending in u. Finally, the irregular verbs, kuru, to come, and to do, suru. These are the special forms, korareru and sareru. So in Unit 1, first try to recite these conjugation with your tutor and get used to the passive forms first. Now, once you know how to make the verb passive forms, now we're going to try to make an actual sentence using the passive form. So somebody is being done something by somebody else. So this is the formula. So do we, this is the one that's affected. So like the insulted one or the praised one. Wa, do were. This is the one who does the action. Ni, passive form. Be reru or rareru. Wa, ni, reru rareru. An example. その有名な絵, that famous painting. その有名な絵は泥棒に盗まれました. So 有名な絵, that's the doer, so that's the one that's affected by the action. 泥棒に, so that's the doer, so thieves. 泥棒に盗まれました, that's the passive, like to be stolen. The famous painting was stolen by thieves. 泥棒に盗まれました. Second one, 私は兄に自転車を使われました. This might be a little tricky when you think based on the English passive tense, but 私は兄に自転車を使われました. So do we, this is 私. So basically what happened is that I had my bicycle used by my brother, but in Japanese, this is a really negative event. So what it actually means is that like your brother probably used your bike without your permission and you don't like it. That's when you use this passive form. 私は兄に自転車を使われました. So actually the key point of the Japanese passive tense is what's highlighted here. The do we is actually the victim of the action. So it's actually, in many cases, the passive events in Japanese are negative events. So like painting being stolen, or like your brother using your bike without your permission. So that's when you feel that you are affected by the action and you feel like you're the victim of the action, that's when you use the passive form. So this feeling of victimization is a very important key point of the Japanese passive. Of course, there are a few exceptions. We're going to be talking about it in the lesson. But first, remember that key point of passive is the feeling of being victim.